Hey there, YouTube. This is SJM4306 back with another episode of this isn't a teardown directly, but so you guys are going to be jealous of what I managed to score and for how cheap I got it. So, USPS box came in today. There we go. And they sent me newspaper. No, I'm joking. They sent me something interesting in newspaper. So you guys know that I'm into collecting Gameboys and stuff. And I could not pass this up when I saw this deal. I managed to outbid the, carefully open this, outbid the previous bidder on this guy. And I honestly did not expect to get it for the price that I did. I got it for, I think it was $22. And this is an extreme green Game Boy Pocket. From the looks of it, it's a bit dusty, but that should clean up pretty well. And importantly, it has its battery door. It's in pretty good condition, actually. It's a little grubby, but we'll clean that up. But what I want to test is the seller noted that it doesn't turn on. The power indicator comes on, but nothing shows up on the screen. So I'm going to grab some AA's, or AAA's rather, and let's see first step if it turns on at all. If it doesn't, this will turn into a cleaning/repair video. So I'll be back in 1 second. Ah, they're multiplying. I'm just joking. This is the other clear Game Boy Pocket that I have. This one's in pretty much perfect condition. It's ridiculous. So I'm just going to borrow the batteries out of this guy. And probably the game too, just to see if it reads anything. Yeah, I'm excited. I've always wanted one of these guys. But they go for over $60, well over 60, like $60, $70 in decent condition. Oh, it's already on. Huh. It works. Well, I guess we aren't going to do a repair video. We're going to do a cleaning video. So, put a game in, turn it on. Nintendo logo comes up. The cart's reading just fine. And it turns on. So I got a fully working extreme green Game Boy Pocket for like a little over 20 bucks. I forget exactly how much shipping was, but it was barely over. It was like $22, $23, which these guys go for like $70 nowadays. It just needs a little cleaning, but important thing is it has this battery flap, which like all of them are missing. Oh man, this is so awesome. So yeah, it works. Let's try audio. Audio works? Okay, wait. I need to grab a better game to test with. Oh man, I'm so excited. Wow, I really lucked out. Like, never in 100 years did I think I would actually be able to score one of these. Anyway, you gotta test with Tetris. Turn up that sound. It's a little grubby, but I do not mind it at all. The screen looks like it's a little scratched. I might replace with a glass screen protector. This one I'm probably gonna leave stock. These are too rare to mess around with, really, even though I could swap out the screen and whatnot. And pretty much any mod that I do I could undo, but I kind of want to leave this stock. Anyway. Ah, man, this is so awesome. I can't believe I scored this. I'm just gonna sit here and play this for a little while before I clean it. Man, I made out like a robber, like a bandit. Sometimes you get lucky on these deals. This guy, I don't know if he just doesn't, he's not familiar with Game Boys or what, but Tetris. Anyway, but it looked like he really didn't know the value of this because he just had it as a, like a bid. And it started out at like, I think $1 or $2 or something like that, or $5, some small amount. So he didn't really know the value of it, looks like. So my benefit though. Yeah, save up for another Tetris. Ah, kind of screwed myself. Anyway, yeah, I can just keep on going with this game, but there we go. This is just going to turn into a video of you guys watching me play Tetris now. I hope you're happy. But yeah, I am absolutely ecstatic. Because the odds of me getting something like this in the condition that it is for the price I did is basically non-existent. Is absolutely insane. Anyway, before I go too long, I'll just end the game. Yeah, works perfectly. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just needs a good clean. So that's exactly what I'm going to turn this video into, a how to clean a Game Boy Pocket video. That is awesome, I swear. So yeah, now I have a small stack of games. I have more than this, actually. I have some behind me. But anyway, I'm just going to go through, clean it, and then play all these games. I need a bit of a break. But anyway, yeah, this is... Oh my goodness, I can't believe. So we're going to tear this guy open, do a cleaning, and then that's it. And then I'm going to celebrate. So yeah, we're going to want to put something soft down. I'll put the foam wrapping that it came with. Okay, so I can put it face down. Pretty much the same process as every other Game Boy. 6 screws, tri-wing on the outside. I've taken these apart so many times by now. It's like muscle memory. Yeah, I usually put a magnet, a neodymium magnet, on my screwdrivers so that it magnetizes them and it keeps the screws from falling out. They kind of tend to come along with the screwdriver, though not always. But yeah, it definitely helps. These screws are looking kind of grubby, the tops too. So our method of cleaning of choice, I know a lot of people use like different polishers and stuff like that, which is fine, but I prefer to use alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, I have like 99%. That and a handful of Q-tips usually are all it's necessary. So yeah, we just pull the back off. Yeah, this guy is not too shabby at all. Just some fuzzies and junk in there. But yeah, not too bad. No like battery corrosion, horribly. Yeah, this was taken pretty good care of. There's some dirt that kind of got in through the bottom, it looks like. So yeah, now we're gonna need a Phillips. There's 3 screws towards the bottom near the battery bay. Man, I cannot believe my luck. My hands are shaking. Sometimes you get really good deals on, like usually I'll try to scour buy it nows, and the really only good things that I get from those are like units that are like really broken, horribly maimed. But sometimes I'll look at the auctions and I'll sort it by what's ending soonest, and or I'll do by minimum price, and well, I'll set it like less than $15, less than $10, and then I will sort it by ending soonest, and then I'll take a look at what they have. Sometimes, usually a lot of it's like way overpriced. Let's look at the speaker. Yeah, it's a little bit crusty. I mean, honestly, I have other motherboards that are in pristine condition that I could just swap out as is. So yeah, a little fuzzy there. So we have kind of mangy rubbers here. Yeah, that's kind of, don't want to be touching that too long. And this guy. So what I usually end up doing is, these are pretty grungy too. Anyway, what I usually end up doing is soaking these in warm water, warm soapy water. What I have at home is a ultrasonic cleaner that's made for jewelry, and that works wonders. Just put a couple dabs of soap in there with some warm water, turn it on, close the lid, set it on for like half an hour, and just leave, and then come back, and it's all squeaky clean. And all you need to do is take a Q-tip and dry all the crevices and whatnot. Oh, there's like finger cheese in there. That's, definitely don't want to be touching my face after this. Yeah, so this definitely needs some cleaning. Even the screen panel here there's dust all along the edges here, and there appears to be a scratch. Maybe a scratch, or maybe it rubs off. I don't know. We'll take a Q-tip and kind of go carefully on that. There's, oh no, that's there's some glue like sticker residue on the side. I thought that was a scratch. Good. This is in pretty good condition actually, considering its age. Oh man, I'm so excited. Anyway, so yeah, just gonna dismantle everything. Gonna take out these 4 screws here. You need a very fine screwdriver for this. And we're gonna clean the cartridge bay slot area because usually dust gets all in there. And if there's any, I've seen cases where I guess moisture got in or they spilled something and the back of this plate's all rusted. I don't think that's the case for here because I don't see any other signs of water damage, or moisture damage rather. So that worked out. So yeah, just gonna take all this out, clean it, and then I will be back for the reassembly. I have to let these soak for a little while I enjoy my victory. Yeah, this is pretty good. Not too bad at all. A little scratched up, but yeah. So I'll be back in 1 second. While those are soaking, I just have the buttons soaking. So anything with a label, I do not soak because the water will just obliterate the rest of the label. Even though this isn't in great condition, I'm still going to leave it on there. Also, likewise for the screen, I'd rather not take out the screen and everything if it's still kind of working and in good condition. So just take a handful of Q-tips, some 91%, this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. Just get a little on the end. And this will allow you to work into kind of all the crevices, especially the buttons. You want to just kind of scrub in there. You also want to kind of go on the top side too a bit. And you can see all this gunk that already I've gotten just from 2 seconds of scrubbing there. Let's get the screen. I might have to, it looks like there's like soda or something someone spilled on. I might actually have to pull off the screen to get all of it. So I guess I can show you guys how to do that. Oh yeah, that's absolutely horrendous. Yeah, let's get a close-up of that horror. Anyway, so yeah, let's pull out the screen now. So you want to grip it by both sides and carefully twist it back and forth, and it just popped. And that's all you want to do, very carefully. Twist it up till you can get one side, get your fingernail under there. And do not like torque the glass or anything, but you can lever it up and touch only by the edges. Otherwise, you're going to get fingerprints everywhere. And there we go. That came up without too much issue. There's still some glue there. But yeah, LCD is in good condition. There's no like bleeding. Sometimes you see like a purple splotches or whatnot coming out from the edges, and that's because the liquid crystal is seeping in there. That's due to damage to the glass usually. So yeah, that's in pretty good condition. There appears to be, I don't know what that is, some kind of moisture near the chips. So I'm just gonna take my favorite isopropyl and get a little bit on the edge and just carefully clean that and let that air dry. Yeah, it looks like maybe there was some water damage or someone spilled Coke or something on this. But it seems to not really have affected it too much. Yeah, I'm gonna get something clean, some bubble wrap to just put the screen in while I'm working on the rest of it so it doesn't get damaged. Because that would be a shame. Even though I have spares, I don't want to waste. So yeah, to get the lens out, You just want to get your fingers in there and pry from the edges. The top or the bottom, doesn't really matter. The material's thinner near the top, so it's easier to start from there. And just kind of carefully let the tape peel itself, kind of naturally, and then it'll pop out. And there, it came out all as one piece. And you can see the brown stuff, for lack of a better word there. So I'm just going to take this guy and get most of it if I can. Yeah, definitely this had some water damage. Well, soda damage, I guess you could call it. Because it's coming off on the Q-tip there. But that'll be under the screen. I just want to get like most of it out. But that'll be under the screen, so not too noticeable. And as I said, I'm probably just going to replace this lens anyway. Good thing about isopropyl is it's a general solvent, so it will dissolve most things actually. And yeah, the side of this is really grungy, so you want to take care just to run the Q-tip along the side, just to make sure you get all that. No surprises. Sorry. So yeah, that's disgusting. So lots and lots of Q-tips, but the sacrifice will be worth it. The good thing about isopropyl is since it has a high vapor pressure, it'll evaporate pretty quick. So it's not really going to soak into things very much. In terms of like if it's a paper label, if you're quick about it and you don't douse it in it, it'll be able to remove marker stains, that kind of stuff. So finally, let's get the top of this. Yeah, it seems to be that someone spilled it on the screen, whatever this magic Coke looking, Coca-Cola, not cocaine, looking stuff is. But yeah, looks like they got it on the screen. Just kind of do this. I'll take a microfiber once I put this back in and get that all situated. Now, inside here, actually I might soak this now that there's no LCD or anything in it. I think I'll run and soak this for now. Oh, that is absolutely horrible. Why would someone treat such a beautiful Game Boy this way? I will never understand. Anyway, yeah, I'll run and soak this. Okay. Try not to touch the other end that's already been used, because that is I'm gonna have to like douse my hands in acid after this, because this is kind of disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen game controllers and stuff in worse condition, as hard as that is to believe. They get disgusting. I swear, not everyone takes care of their stuff, which is really a shame. So we want to get into all the little openings for the jacks as well. And we're just going around anything that has accumulated in the seam. Every once in a while, twist the Q-tip to get a clean portion out. And get the inside of the cart bay. Looks like there is a little something here. This one isn't very easy to... Yeah, there's definitely something in there. Yeah, so I can pretty easily tell that this had some sticky liquid on it. Maybe that's why it didn't work when they tested, but more honestly than not, I think what happened was the contrast was turned all the way down, and the seller didn't really know. A lot of people like will buy job lots and whatnot from like storage places, and they won't really know what's in there. They'll just be buying it to make a quick buck. So maybe they didn't know really the specifics of how to actually test these, that there was a contrast knob, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it from what I can tell so far within the 2 seconds that I played it. But that's usually enough to tell me whether it works or not. Yeah, there seems to be quite a lot of junk on the top part here. Sorry if this is not that interesting. I know a lot of other people will speed through this process and whatnot, but I think it's important to just, chillax and show you guys how to clean it, kind of step by step, important parts that you might miss if I speed through it. So yeah. Usually, if you have battery acid corrosion on these terminals, how you get them out is there's a metal tab here. Right on here, there's a cutout in the plastic. If you get like a flathead screwdriver that's small enough, you can push that in slightly while pulling from the other side, and this will just slide right out. And then you can bend that tab out slightly again before you push it back in so it clicks in and holds its place. I do not need to do that for this unit because it's pretty much in pristine condition there. But I will clean all this. This part usually gets really dirty for some reason. Also, screw holes collect a lot of dust and junk, so it's important to Q-tips like the perfect size for that. Just go in there and clean that. And now this actually looks pretty presentable, the backside at least. Yeah, I usually keep this shut, the isopropyl container, because it'll evaporate if you don't. I'll just get kind of the sides of the label here. Paper labels I would try not to do anything with. But if it's a plastic lined label like this bottom silver label has a plastic protective sheet, that's fine to clean. Sometimes I can't tell if it's on the top or the bottom because it's clear. Yeah, some of it's just really in there. This is a pretty angular system. There's not too many rounded areas, so it's pretty easy to clean with the Q-tip. Not too many nooks and crannies. So yeah. Get around the battery door. Bottom's good to go. I'll just quickly... I'm surprised also this actually has the helpline number on it. A lot of times people peel them off, I guess. There seems to be some gunk or something here, so just take a screwdriver and Q-tip won't fit in there. Also, tweezers might help. Kind of just to scrape that out. There we go. That's clean also. So just there. Let's see. Sometimes it helps to get a pocket knife. This one has a dull tip, so it's not going to scratch it too bad, as long as I'm careful. And just to get in the seams to scrape out the gunk there. Q-tip can't reach everywhere. It helps to do this with something that's dull so it doesn't scratch, so you don't slit. And I'm not putting any pressure on here at all. I'm just using it just for the tip to get it out. There we go. Good. Now, the main board, you've got to get the speaker. Dust gets in through the holes, so just lightly, not putting a lot of pressure, clean that off. Headphone jack looks decent. Maybe around the plastic. DC jack, same thing. There's some flux here. I think that's flux. Or that's more coke. And usually just... the buttons look actually pretty darn good. They don't look bad at all. Metal surround on the link jack. A little bit. Switch. Volume control. Or is that the contrast? I always mix them up. No, I think this is the contrast, this is the volume, yeah. So yeah, pretty clean. The cart connector is pretty dirty, I can see already. So I can show you what I usually do. At least get the outside for now. And usually I'll take like a little bit of tissue, like toilet paper, and I'll take like a credit card and I'll wrap it around the credit card. And then you can kind of work your way in between there to clean off all this stuff. It helps if you dampen it with isopropyl alcohol too. There's like a lot of flux. I'm pretty sure this is flux. It's hard to clean these because of all the pins on the bottom here. Back at the speaker. And she's good. Okay, let's get the start and select buttons too. Yeah, and that is pretty much mint condition now. Nice and mini. Yeah, good to go. Let's get the surround on this. And that looks as new as I can possibly make it. Now, get some more isopropyl. We're just going to swab this off. Make sure you get the indentation here. And yeah, you can kind of just wipe the rest off with your finger. This part goes on the inside and it's pretty clean, so yeah. That's that. Now I'm going to pull the front and the buttons out of the warm water and clean those off. Okay, home stretch. Mostly dried. Before I actually reassemble everything, I'm going to make sure that it's absolutely bone dry. Electronics and water do not like each other. Looks like a piece of hair or something got in there. Anyway, yeah, I just took some paper towel and kind of scrubbed into the corners here and got most of that junk that was around the screen out. So, now it's just a matter of getting the rest of the buttonholes, which are already pretty clean by now, actually. The rest is easily handled by a Q-tip. A good thing about the adhesive that they use, if you put it in warm soapy water, it'll lose its stickiness, but when it dries again, it gets sticky, it gets tacky again, so you're fine putting that in. So yeah, everything looks fine here. Let's just get the holes kind of scrubbed. there we go. That looks pretty darn good to me. Just one last time. Run along the outside. Get into the contrast and volume parts. Yeah, it ended up being, most of the time, like I'll bid a low amount on these that I know that I'm not going to get most likely. And once in a while, I guess due to like the time, I think this ended at like really early in the morning or something like that, or late at night. And so I'm guessing the other guy just didn't have time to bid. He was sleeping or something, I don't know. So yeah, this is all clean and functional. Let's get the buttons. Then I will make sure that I'll blast it with a hairdryer on low for a little while, and I'll put it back together, and I will show you guys the finished, fully assembled Game Boy. So yeah, also you want to go over the top. There's like little indentations for the cardinal directions. Those could use a cleaning. Bottom usually doesn't get too much on it, but yeah, this was soaking for a little while, so it's pretty much clean anyway. But some of the more stubborn bits will stick in there. Yeah, the smell of isopropyl alcohol always reminds me of needles at the doctor's office. And I absolutely hate getting needles, so usually sends a shiver down my spine. But I use it enough to clean pretty much everything, so I should be used to it by now. Yeah, let's just get these rubber buttons, and then we'll all be done cleaning with the cleaning portion. You want to get around the rubber domes here. Usually junk gets stuck there. Bottoms, not so much. These pads, if you look at the graphite, you can't see it, but if you put it on an angle in the light, you can kind of see whether it's dull or shiny. If it's shiny, that means it's kind of worn down, and what you want to do is take a flat piece of paper, obviously, and kind of press it and drag it along, and it'll leave like a skid mark, and what that's doing is removing the surface kind of dirty graphite and exposing fresh, clean ones. So that'll help you clean if you're having trouble with like the buttons not triggering properly. It's probably because there's gunk that built up, or it kind of oxidized or something like that. So that'd be a good idea to clean that. These look pretty good actually, even though the tops were dirty. It looks like there wasn't too much wear and tear on those buttons. So yeah, I'm going to reassemble all this, and I'll be back with the finished unit. So we're all back together now. There we go. So yeah, all perfectly cleaned. Focus there. Yeah, you can see it's in very nice condition. The screen is a little bit scratched up. I'm probably just gonna buy a glass. They sell glass replacement lenses that are really nice, scratch resistant. I will probably get one of those, just drop it in there. This is definitely a nice enough unit that I can justify spending, $5 for a better lens. But for now, this is perfectly fine, so yeah, let's fire her up. Oh, cart slot. Interesting thing about the Game Boy is this logo that comes down is actually the copy, like the anti-piracy protection. So if the Nintendo logo comes up as messed up or not quite right, the reason is it didn't properly read the card either, or if it's a pirated card, something like that. So it would refuse to play the game in that case. So you can see. everything works. Anyway, yeah, works perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. So yeah, sorry I rambled on for so long. This is like a half-hour video. I just wanted to brag, to show you guys my new coolest Game Boy and how to clean a Game Boy thoroughly. This is in very good condition now. Now I have two with me, special Game Boys. I have now the Extreme Green, which is a limited edition. I have a ice blue one at home that's pretty dinged up. It's scratched up and whatnot, but I have two limited edition Game Boys then, and this clear one too. So